Hello and welcome back to GameSpot's continuing coverage of E3 2013. You're watching Stage 2, and I'm joined by Anna Prosser-Robinson here. How you doing, Anna?
Really good, how are you?
Talking
Really
it
good,
up,
how are you?
It's been a long 3 days.
It's an early morning, even though it's not early at all.
So you've been out on the show floor for the past 3 days covering everything from the games that are here to the sort of social stuff, how people are reacting to the Microsoft News, Sony stuff. What's been the most interesting aspect of E3 this year for you?
Well, there's a lot of hype. People are really excited, and kind of what we've been trying to do is get the pulse of what are people talking about, what are they interested in seeing more of, and doing some features on that. So obviously the console war has been huge. Everyone wants to talk about PlayStation versus Xbox One, and then some people want to talk about why isn't the Wii U in that conversation.
Yeah.
So that's been a lot of what I've been doing, and that's been fascinating and exciting for somebody who is intrigued by all the consoles.
I saw the video that went up 2 days ago where you were asking people those questions. In fact, you grabbed the guys from Mega64 as well, who had some interesting responses. So it sounds like generally people people are vitriolic on NeoGAF and on various websites, talking about the PlayStation 4 really basically won E3. Are people on the show floor saying the same thing?
Yeah, I think there's a general agreement on the internet to kind of just hate on the Xbox One right now.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I think that's generally what you're going to hear. On the other side, though, I think people generally understand that the technology of the Xbox One is pretty exciting. The new Kinect is kind of cool. It sucks that you have to be connected to the internet every 24 hours as an idea, but then a lot of us are going to have our Xbox connected to the internet anyway. So, I think on a sensible level, people understand that. But overall, anyone you ask is going to say, PlayStation 4, I'm angry at Microsoft, I don't want to have anything to do with it. And then you have the Nintendo faction that's like, let's just play Mario!
That booth's pretty good, though.
It's amazing. And they have little settings where you can be inside Donkey Kong Country or Mario Kart or in Mario, and you can jump up and get coins and things and take pictures. So I had a good time with that.
I've been enjoying E3 stage show vicariously through all your content, because I've basically been sitting here for the past 2 days, and I'm probably not going to get much of a go around now either. So what would be the one stage, if I could get out for 10 minutes, what would be the one place you think I should
Depends
visit?
on what you're looking for. If you're looking for something to interact with and kind of have that fun experience, Nintendo's definitely the place to go. The Blizzard Activision booth has this amazing wraparound screen where they're doing all their trailers.
Yeah, I saw when they were setting that up. It's in the South Hall.
Yeah, and they actually have a floor that moves with the trailer, and they have pyrotechnics and wind, and so it's this really immersive
What trailer are they
experience.
showing? Is it Diablo for consoles?
They're showing
or?
all of their games. Diablo's one of the ones that I saw, and that's the main one that I saw. It looked really cool. I think that was the one with the fire.
Yeah, okay. You've been involved in esports for a long time as well. What's going on in the esports world here? I know Twitch have got a booth here. Obviously, there's a Blizzard presence. Is there anything going on in terms of actual tournament play here?
I haven't found any. I've heard that there is some, but I have yet to actually encounter those tournaments. I know a lot of people are at least talking about esports and preparing for esports, and I've heard a lot of developers say that they're starting to develop for esports. So that's exciting, but I don't think yet that E3 is really the place for competitive gameplay. It's more the place to talk about potentially making games that could have competitive gameplay.
That's the kind of weird thing about E3, isn't it? Is that this is basically a place for press and for developers and publishers. But when you walk around, there are just general folks who play games, who are just here basically to play stuff. It's like a weird dynamic. Have you ever been to PAX before?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's starting to feel, even this year, a little bit more like PAX, like they're letting more of those people in. Have you felt that at all?
It does. I mean, a little bit. This is my second E3.
Mine too, in fairness.
So I don't know, how much it's changed or what's evolving, but it does feel a little bit like PAX, although I do remember seeing many more pro gamers at PAX doing things like show matches or tournaments or anything like that. So I did see TSM Snapdragon here yesterday.
Of course,
they were the pro team I've seen, and Justin Wong from Team Evil Geniuses was here on the first day, although he wasn't involved in any booth that I know of. So it's good to see pro gaming being represented that way. And I think there could be a place, if PAX and E3 could merge, I would love to see more pro gamers maybe, being involved in booths and playing some of the new games, giving that high-level gameplay that they can.
One of the complaints I've heard from people is that there's quite a lot of stuff this year that's behind closed doors. Have you talked to people who have been queuing in lines yet? What are the times like?
A lot of people have mentioned that the lines aren't too bad. So we were actually going to do a feature on, how long will people wait in line and that kind of thing. But as we went around and asked people, they were moving in to play the games as we were talking to them. So I guess the booths have finally done a good job of really managing those lines and regulating how much time you can play. So I think that's a little bit different than other conferences I've been to, either previous E3s or PAXs or things like that, where they're really saying, okay, you have this many seconds.
Awesome. All right, cool. Thanks, Anna, for popping over to the stage too here. What are you up to today then?
Right now, I'm working on a piece about graphics. So we're going to try and look at, has graphics plateaued, and where are you going to find the best graphics in consoles or PC right now? And then we're doing a few other things later today, and we're going to have a wrap up that is probably going to show me doing a lot of really silly things, interacting with booths. So,
C3, so it's all about.
So check out the frontline coverage, and I'll be there. Thanks for having me up here.
Not at all. All right, guys, if you want to see any of Anna Prosser-Robinson's coverage, go to e3.gamespot.com. Of course, it's all going up on our YouTube channel as well. Going to take a little short break here, but we'll be back with Dead Rising 3. Should be fun.